Hello, I'm Shawn Edwards, Critics' Choice Association member, and this is In Conversation. And today I'm with Harold Perrineau, and we are talking about the MGM Plus television hit science fiction horror series, From. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. As you say that, it's a mouthful. The hit science fiction horrors.
It's a lot, but you know what? That's the fun thing about this television series. And congratulations, because
Thank you.
you've completed 3 seasons. You've been renewed for a season 4.
Right.
Before we get started, I do want to say congratulations, because I have to admit, I've been a fan of yours for a long time. I mean, you've been out here in the mix for a while, man. I cannot believe that it's been 25 years since
Yes.
The Best Man.
Yes, sir. And it's been 25
years since The Best Man.
Years with those cats. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, and I give The Best Man a lot of credit for me getting into this business, because that was one of those movies that sort of just hit differently. Because back in 1999, there weren't a lot of films that you went to go see where you literally saw yourself. And The Best Man was one. The Best Man was one of those films where as you were watching, you were literally saying, "Oh, wait a minute, that character's me, or that character's my guy, or that character's this young lady I went to college with, or went to high school with, or grew up with." And it was like the first time that sort of happened, and it blew my mind, and it opened this door called possibilities.
And I got to tell you, as I'm watching you talk about it, you are literally the reason you yourself are literally the reason that we made this movie. Because you're right, at the time you didn't see that stuff, and we talk about it all the time, how important representation is. But when you see it, and I'm watching you talk about it, and I see you go, it's when you see it, like I see you. It's like stand up, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, it's because it was literally, I mean, it's what cinema is all about. It was one of those moments that it made you feel good as a person. Like, for the first time, you felt like you existed.
Right.
Because that's the definition of existing is seeing yourself on these major platforms. And that was the first time I was like, okay, we here.
Right. Exactly.
And so that's the lead in to From.
Yeah.
And I will ask you, because you are the centerpiece of this television series. Like, you're the main character,
Right.
You're the sheriff. What has that experience been like for you on this series?
Again, talking to you is making me think about a lot of different things. And so that idea of seeing yourself on screen. And I know for me that the first time I saw myself, I saw Cooley High, and I saw Glenn Turman and those glasses on, brown skin. I was like, oh snap, wait a minute. And suddenly this whole idea of being an actor kicked in. And so how I bring that back around to From is like, they led that thing. And this is me many, many years later leading a show. And so it's like even though it takes a long time, it's really possible to actually, from the time you saw yourself to actually being yourself. You know what I mean? It is for me. It's an amazing feeling. I love the work, and I've loved all the work that I've gotten to do. And this has been a really sort of extra special gift for me in my career, to be able to really lead the show in a way that I hadn't done before. And so it always reminds me of the time when I thought, oh right, that's possible, and now the possible is present. And so it's really great, and then I'm gifted with an amazing cast, crew, creative production team. It's just like all the gifts are right there, and all I got to do is not mess it up. So,
has there been anything in particular that you've picked up on or learned from just your experience on doing 3 seasons of this series called From?
I don't know if it's anything I picked up from, but I've been on a few shows that have gone for a few years. I was on a show with my good sister Niecy Nash, where I think we did 5 seasons of Claws, or 4 seasons or 5 seasons of Claws. Lost went on for a long time. And so, sort of keeping a character in place, as you walk around through the rest of the year, doing whatever else you're doing, being able to come back and bring it there. I sort of learned how to, sort of keep it in the background. In my brain, Boyd is always kind of in the background right now. You know what I mean? And he's not as in the forefront because he's a little aggressive. He is. So
just a touch. So another thing that we touched on that I want to talk to you about, I want to jump on the sort of the horror aspect of From, because Black folks have always had sort of this uneasy history with that genre, and you're sort of like this new centerpiece in this whole realm.
Right.
What's your takeaway on
that? Uneasy. I like the way you described that. The first one to go. Just call it, brother. Just call it.
But I mean,
he's going first.
But historically, it's historically in this genre, it has been tricky for us.
Right. It really has. It has. And one of the cool things that I like about it is, because, quite often Black people are maybe one of the first ones to go something silly. This is really cool that, Boyd sticks around. Now, the truth is, I don't know how long Boyd sticks around. I personally don't know how long Boyd sticks around. And we don't actually talk about, which is one of the things I think is great in the show. We have so many characters that are people who are stuck in a place. You know what I mean? Asian characters from different parts of Asia. We have Black characters, we have white characters that are all from different places, and they're all just trying to survive. And if you can see yourself in one of those characters, that's the cool part. And then we don't have to worry about it. But it is nice in the representation way that we've been talking about for folks to see, like, oh yeah, we can live longer than the first act. Like that's cool. Like I might write something. I mean, we have a lot of great people who are out there, doing horror with Black folks in it, and so that are leading as well. So it's not like I'm doing it first, but I'm saying I'm happy to be part of that conversation. Yeah.
And conceptually, I really like the different angles that From has taken. How involved are you, in sort of like the creative process? Like, are you allowed to sit in the writer's room, or do you have a great relationship with the showrunner? I mean, how have you been a part of the process as your character has evolved? Because the way they've done it, you don't see a lot in episodic television. So it's been nicely done.
Yeah, I think it's been great, really well done. One of the things that I think that we do well is you play your position, right? And I try. We have great writers. I myself am not a writer. What I am is an actor. You ask me through and through, I'm an actor. So when I engage with you as the actor, and you as the writer or the director, and then we together as a team create the moments. You know what I mean? And so that's the way. I don't want to know anything more than what's coming, and I bring to it what's happening or what I've seen in the past. For instance, in the first season, I had a conversation with John, and I was like, "Do you notice that every time Ellis comes to Boyd goes, yeah, I understand. I'll be right back." You know what I mean? He's like, "Oh, I didn't notice it." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, like as a dad, unless we're making a statement about the kind of dad he is, about him and Ellis not caring about each other, I think we need to check that out." And so he went back and he's like, "Oh, let me try to fix that." And so like I can give him my experiences from the script, and that's how we collaborate, and that's how I bring my part of it. I play my position, and if I play it well, and they play theirs well, then we actually have a great collaborative thing that we can all put out there and be proud of.
Well, I will say, man, From is an incredible series. Like your character arc is amazing, and it's actually a really good thing to see. So congratulations on all your hard work. Congratulations on your performance, and congratulations on, getting to do season number 4.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yes, no, that's like you said, that's what it's about. Like, I guess the word of the interview was longevity, but I definitely love your energy. I love your excitement, and keep doing what you do, man. You've always been a fan favorite for a really long time. So I've really enjoyed this conversation. Thank you for participating. My name is Shawn Edwards, and this has been another episode of In Conversation.